Hello, Internet, and welcome to Survivors Complex. We are excited to be here on this lovely Saturday morning / afternoon / evening / Sunday, depending on how late you are. Thank you for joining us. A couple of quick announcements as I adjust my mic. Before we get started, we had the first session of our newest iteration of Wonderworld this last week. Wonderworld Origins. Many of these faces here were in that session. It was a lot of fun. We're using the mask system. We're revisiting our superhero campaign, playing a bunch of teenagers, learning about their powers. It was a lot of fun. And that will be up on YouTube later this week. And we had a rebroadcast of it yesterday. And hopefully we'll do another one, or maybe we'll do another one this weekend for anybody that missed it. Keep an eye out for that. We will not have Wild Space on Monday, but we hopefully will return for that in 2 weeks. But keep an eye out, and we'll give an announcement to solidify that when it gets closer. Otherwise, we had so we have got Survivors Complex today. We'll have the next session of Wonderworld 2 weeks from last Thursday, and so on and so forth. But like I said, our schedule's sort of in flux right now. Thank you for everyone out there that's been bearing with us through all of this kind of hectic timing, and we will hopefully get back on a more normal pacing as the summer wears on. Just a busy time of the year for everyone. But we do have one new announcement to all of you out there listening and watching. We will be this week launching our GGK Guild, which has been in the works for some time now. It's going to be modeled on the sort of Adventures League style play, but it's going to be exclusive to the GGK channel using our Discord. You can come in, you can make characters, play games with people, with members of our community, impromptu. We've got a whole system set up and all sorts of fun goodies for you to try out in our Discord. To have access to that, though, obviously you have to be in our Discord. There's a link below if you need to join, and it's going to be limited to subscribers and veterans of the channel. So you do have to subscribe to join and to play. But if I can promise you, it's worth it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it was a joy to play. We tested it out this week, and it was really fun. So if you have any questions on that, or you want to learn more about it, feel free to ask any of us, any of the mods. If you join our Discord, you can ask us there, or send us messages on Twitter if you'd like, if you are interested. But another way for you to get your Dungeons and Dragons fix. Yeah, so look out for that. Like I said, we'll probably be launching that, I was hoping tomorrow, but sometime this week. But keep an eye out for the announcement. I think that's about it with the announcements, though. I don't have anything else. So we'll go ahead and jump back in. We'll do our recap. Obviously, we're a couple of members down today. Sarah and Dylan, unfortunately, unable to make it. Again, just craziness of our lives right now, and hopefully they will be here soon. But anyway, we will go ahead and carry on without them. So get my music. Previously on Survivors Complex, our crew of Gale Force began their journey in pursuit of Vesh, the leader of the Stalwart Keepers, and a rather large thorn in their side for some time now. You had tracked down the Stalwart Keepers and their allies, the Eternal Hold, to an island just off the coast of Balavar, where they had been conducting some sort of excavation and ritual. You fought through their ranks, fighting through the angels, or the angelic creatures that had been summoned to aid them, to the center of this island, where a pillar of light was creating a hole in the plains themselves, for you to for them to travel through. You took on some of the angelic figures, striking them down. You reunited with Commander Hawthorne, the officer of the stalwart keepers that worked directly under Vesh, striking him down rather finally. I think Sato blowing his head off, and then jumping through said portal into the plane of fire, where the members of the Stalwart Keepers were attempting to revive the goddess Ilarius, one of the 6 prime deities of the Paramount Convergence that had been imprisoned long ago in the Awakened War, and they were seeking to revive these imprisoned gods. You traveled across the plane of fire, the treacherous terrain that it is, and made your approach to this a mountain that this pillar of light seemed to be emanating from, a beacon guiding your way there. As you reach this mountain, you saw these enormous steps carved into it, leading up to about the halfway point where the pillar of light seemed to be emerging from. And it was on your approach you begin to notice these stone angels gather around, all these petrified angelic forms swarming around this mountain, or imprisoned here as well. And finally, you reached the source of this light, and found this massive set of doors leading into the heart of the mountain itself. And it was there that you found the keepers busy at work, and Vesh Alonson, as well as the massive petrified form of the goddess Ilarius herself, at this divine forge that was created to imprison her. You quickly jumped into battle against Vesh, unable to convince her to give up her fight. As the battle unfolded, Tova was able to determine that something was amiss, noticing that the members of the Keepers that were with Vesh were not responding to this fight, and seemed to be cursed or controlled or being manipulated in some way, these dark veins running up their necks. Vesh seemed unaware of this, but continued her defense of her objective, at which point Den, cast an earthquake within this mountain, bringing the anvil crashing through the floor. Vesh, attempting to maintain the integrity of this sanctum here, was unable to do so as Sato struck her down. But as she fell dead within this prison, a book fell out of her hands, the pages flipping, and a massive gout of black liquid came spilling out, forming a feminine figure in the center of this room, faceless except for a jagged and crooked mouth stretched across otherwise expressionless head. This figure whispering in your ears telepathically, quickly thanked Vesh for her assistance, and struck up towards the goddess Ilarius, her petrified form, destroying it, or seemingly to pull some essence from it. And the last thing that we saw was this tidal wave of this black liquid that spilled out from the petrified husk of the god itself, spilling across the room and overwhelming all of you with this dark void. And that is where we pick up our session here today. Make one more music change. As this wave hits all of you, you have one last moment to gasp for air as it strikes. This oppressive cold, overwhelming every sensation, sound, feeling, everything just fading away. And it's in this moment that the members of Gale Force that are there find the sense of gravity of up and down, everything just disappearing. But individually, each of you hears a voice, a whispering in your ears, as the Demon Queen speaks out to you. Denowin, the scars of those you lost, they could return to you. And you see something in the blackness form in front of you. You see the shades of the crew members, the markings upon your hand, those that you've lost in your travel, reform in front of you, smiling, beckoning you to join them. Star, a family divided, reunited once again. And Star, you see the same shades form before you, but this time you see three figures. You see yourself, young as a child, and standing beside you, you see Jungle, your mother, and Ice, your father, both of them smiling with arms on your shoulders. You see the younger version of yourself wave to you, smiling. You could be together again. A new chance at a life you missed. And lastly, Tova. You, who've lost so much, could have your love restored to you. And you see a single figure appear before you. You see the shade of Nanook standing there outside of the home that you once shared, smiling and beckoning you to come inside. And you hear the voice whisper out to all of you. You all hear this separately. You have no perspective on where the rest of you are at this time. It says, with the powers that I have and that I will claim, you could all find peace again. If you interfere, then you will lose everything. And you see a face appear out of the void, this dark visage of the pure, unmarred face of the Demon Queen before you. And then that white grin seems to form, jagged across the visage. And then in that moment, the face lurches forward, the mouth extending as if to consume you. And you find yourselves in this void, in this swirling dark ocean of ink, spinning and spinning. And you see something else. You see figures once again, beginning shades, flashes of memories almost appearing in front of you. You don't hear the whispering and you're unsure the source of these memories, but you see a tiefling, blue skin, familiar. you see someone who appears to look a lot like Thrix, but different, perhaps a sibling. And in fact, you see this man standing in the in a library, dark and musty, and you hear a whisper. And he turns to face a tome that is buried under countless others. And the whisper says, Dasha. That vision ends. Next, you see Dasha performing feats of magic in front of the the Arcanus Imperium of Ondakir, performing magical spells and incantations beyond the feats of mortal ability. And the questions being answered, the applause, the attention, and the esteem that he receives. That vision ends. Next, you see Dasha once more in his chambers, a sanctum of sorts, conducting a summoning. However, Dasha seems to lose control of the magical and the arcane weave that he is, or powers that he is weaving together. There's a spark of darkness, and he is thrown backwards. And you see that tome before him, much as you've seen before, flipping as a dark energy arises from that, and you see the form of the Demon Queen standing before him. She grins, and the vision fades. The next vision is chaotic. A battle. Light flashing and blood splattered across the stone. You see the powers wielded by Thrix. You see the fury of Highwind and the glory of Vesh, as the three surviving members of the Falcon Guild strike down the Demon Queen. The demon falls. The vision moves forward. You, from a place of darkness, you hear shouts of anger among the living. You see Thrix storming away, Dasha close to her side. In a flash, they vanish. You see Vesh standing among the ruin, bodies littered around her. Her fist is clenched tight around her sword, and she whispers curses in their direction. And you watch as from the body of the Demon Queen lying on the ground, you see a nearly imperceptible movement as a thin trail of black ink curls across the floor up to Vesh's side, disappearing in a prayer book tucked by her waist. Then that cold sensation abruptly ends as the heat of the plane of fire overtakes you all once again. And you all find yourselves coughing, covered in black ink from head to toe, dripping off of you onto the floor as you look around the now darkened and still interior of the prison holding Ilarius. You see the chained goddess before you as you all look up, blinking, wiping the ink from your eyes. You see the ruptured and the broken torso of the god, the cracks running along the petrified limbs. You see the hole in the ground where that anvil fell, crashing gods know where beneath. And you see your companions lying around you as you all begin to stir. Only one body remaining still, the lifeless body of Vesh, caught up in the whirlwind of the black liquid and scattered across the ground.
I told you guys books were shit.
I mean, this is the only one I've seen black ink demon queens come out of.
Only takes one. What the hell?
Is the book? Do we see the book anymore? The one that Vesh had earlier?
Yeah, I'd say you can you kind of glance around for a moment. I'd say after maybe a bit of searching through some of the muck that's been kicked up, you guys find the small prayer book that opened, and if you flip through it, it seems just a simple. It's a lot of the pages are stained with ink now, but it seems to be a simple prayer book to Alarius. Doesn't seem to be much special other than that to your immediate perception, unless there's anything else you want to look for specifically.
Do you think we should keep this?
I don't know what I think right now.
Maybe? So, back to the ship?
You also notice one other thing, I think, in this room right now. Actually, you notice this as you hear a high-pitched, almost like screeching noise echoing from outside. But you notice the statue of Alarius is still there, but the five statues of the Solar that surrounded her are gone.
What happened to the other people? I mean, Vesh is gone, but what about the others? The ones who were helping her? Are they around? Did they disappear?
I'm gonna say, yeah. You notice their bodies nearby too. The ones that didn't fall in the hole.
Yeah. Well, Star, if you think we need this, you better take it, because I kind of just want to throw it into the fire.
Perhaps if she likes hiding her in books, we can trap her in one perfectly, failing everything else. Best I've got for any kind of plan other than just hit her really hard till she falls over.
I could hit her with a book.
Could also work.
Think about it. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, what are we doing? Like, are we even sure we're doing the right thing?
Well, I'm pretty sure she's a demon, so... I guess we're stopping an evil book demon. This week.
then something next week, and then the next. Does it ever stop?
With us? No.
I mean, there's still a dragon out there who hates us.
Yeah. Forgot about.
I did kind of steal his spider after all.
I forgot about him. Yeah, no, at this point, bad things keep popping up and people kind of expect us to deal with them.
Yeah. Well, what should we do? I guess there's no use staying here.
No, it's hot.
I need a bath.
We've got some leads to find, I guess. I don't know where to look for a demon that comes out of books.
The library?
Yeah, I guess. Let's go back to the ship.
So your crew begins to head outside. As you head out through the front gates, that screeching noise that you've been hearing is growing louder. Or through the gates that lead into the mountain. And as you reach the top of the gates, you do notice something here as well. The statues that were surrounding this entrance are also gone.
It's because we stopped looking at them.
Like the whole angel army?
Well, most of it, because as you
no.
stand here about halfway up the mountain, you looking out, you see that the sky is partially darkened by a large cloud-like shape that seems to be spiraling overhead. And you see the visage of 5 massive angelic forms that seem to be hovering in the air. You see the forms of the 5 solar that you saw petrified in the prison, now flying before you, not directly, but far enough off that you can see them. Though, based on the angels that you'd seen previously, they look different. They look wrong. Their wings are black. Their forms are shaded and difficult to make out. However, as you see them hovering in the air, you look down and you watch as, like a wave extending outwards, one by one, each one of the ranks of the angelic statues are shattering, revealing a celestial figure trapped within. And as each one is released, you see them overwhelmed by this black substance, and transformed before you from the white and radiant figures to dark, mutated, and in chains. And each one by one, the ranks of these angels fly outwards and back towards the far from the distance. You can see that portal remains.
Yeah, anyone's still worried we're doing the wrong thing?
And as you see this, and the last ranks are freed, the bulk of the force goes sailing off or quickly darting off towards the portal that you see is still maintaining its shape by this dark substance that seems to be leaking through it to the other side.
I kind of don't want to go through there again, but I feel like we have to.
Yeah. Let's go before it gets worse.
Yeah.
Okay. So you begin to descend the stairs and make your way towards the portal. Stealth, maybe? That's up to you.
Yeah,
Why not?
I guess.
I mean, if you don't want to be stealthy, I'm not compelling this.
I'm gonna cast
Well,
enhance
did
ability.
the creatures, the angel mutated things, did they seem to like notice or like or were they like aware of us, or they just sort of like transformed and then booked it?
The ones that were being animated were far enough away at that point that they didn't seem to notice you.
But there's like overhead like a spiraling
there
death
are
cloud.
there are some circling in the air currently. Most of them seem to be quickly making their way through the portal.
Yeah, 28 on stealth.
Okay.
I'm gonna
28.
cast enhance ability on myself and Lilbet
Okay.
to give us advantage on the dexterity.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't got access to Sadel's sheet.
Oh crap. Just roll a d20 for right now, and I'll tell you what the modifiers, and I'll give you access to it.
That is an 11.
11. Okay. He has a plus 10, so 21.
21. And is Dida still with the group?
He is. I'll roll for Didar.
Yeah.
Or you can roll, and I'll tell you what the modifiers now.
I rolled the dice, yeah, so 14.
14. Okay. And then you cast it on yourself, enhance ability, Savannah,
And Lilibet.
and a little bit.
So we just get a roll. And Lilibet rolled a 14. And I rolled a 13.
All right.
Not super good, but it's better than normal.
Okay.
And I rolled a 1.
Oh.
A natural 1. But with my modifier, it's like 15.
Okay.
She rolled higher than both of us on a natural 1.
Natural 1, yeah.
I cannot deal with
Very
this anymore.
sneak.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Well,
Well,
check something. Yeah. So this is what happens. You make your way down the mountain, reach the base, trying to dart. The terrain isn't even. It's pretty rough, and it's there are plenty of places to hide behind. For those of you aware enough to hide behind them, and you get about, let's say, halfway to where the portal is. Actually need all of you once again to make a Constitution saving throw.
Everybody gets plus something.
plus 5
Yep.
for a little bit.
Yes.
Constitution.
23 for Star.
Okay.
22.
Good.
Lil rolled an 18.
Okay.
14 for Sadel.
With the plus 5.
Oh no, with the plus 5, that makes it a 19.
Okay.
And I rolled a
think you're all-
21.
Okay, you're all good then. All right. As you're traveling through, though, you reach a point where the train sort of opens up. You've been following along this kind of switchback path, trying to stay in this sort of crevice that naturally forms in this terrain, while avoiding the molten rock. However, as the train sort of flattens out for a bit, and it's this odd sort of flattening to the area, as if something very heavy may have once been like dropped in this, forming a pseudo valley impression across this terrain. And as you're attempting to cross this, you hear the beating of wings above you, as 3 angelic forms pass overhead and then begin to circle and then quickly dive bomb down in your direction. And I need everyone to roll initiative,
Oh, good.
including our guest.
Secret
Dun
angel.
dun dun.
I need a token.
It's on the map.
Oh, there it is. It was behind my shield. But
He's so cute.
I rolled a natural 20 initiative.
Nice.
So
Good start.
23.
Starting out strong.
Yep.
Get it, son.
Oh, shoot.
I need to roll again to get it on the tracker, but the first roll was the natural 20.
Yeah, you can adjust it.
Yeah, I'll pull up the track. You can go and make your edit there.
Maybe I can.
Oh,
There we go.
And I know Dylan normally rolls it separately. If you want to just do Didar on Sadel's turn,
yeah,
start,
I'll just do it on his
that might be
turn.
easier. Alrighty. Everybody on the tracker except the enemy. I should probably put them on the board.
Maybe they're friends. Surprise!
Maybe they just want hugs.
Yeah,
Oh,
angel
that'd be
hugs.
nice.
You never know.
Well, I'll be touched by an angel. This will be nice.
Why are they not going on the board?
Oh, guess I don't want to fight. Dang it.
Oh boy.
I don't know if my roll 20 is acting up. Oh, nope. There's like 4 of them now. I don't want that.
They're multiplying.
They're creepy.
All right. There we go.
Ooh. I don't like that.
Yeah. You see 3 of these chained angels. All right. And they will roll badly. As usual. All right. So that puts it to Tova going first.
Okie doke. Gonna pull out the daggers.
Okay.
Dagger.
All right. They are they're about 60 feet up right now.
Okay.
So I think your attack would be a disadvantage for the.
Got it. All right. I'll try it anyways. Not on the first one. Oh, dang. But the second one got 2 18s.
Nice. That'll hit.
So the second one hits because that's a total of 28.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. 8 damage.
Okay. Do that to the one on the right there.
Yep.
All right.
The
8
one
points.
that goes wide just like comes back.
Yeah. It just circles along back like a boomerang. All right. That's your action. Anything else?
I'm gonna kind of get away from the group a little bit
Okay.
so we're not clumped up. You said it was like kind of a bowl that we're in.
It's a very large. Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, you have the cover that you just came from shortly ago, which kind of a more of a path leading through some kind of broken and jagged terrain. But the area is kind of more of a plain area, more like plains.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna sort of book it off to the side, just sort of like away from the group, kind of in the direction we were heading, just like kind of move forward.
Cool. All right. Star.
I am using. Yeah, I am unmuted. I just thought I should double check. I am casting Shadow Blade.
Okay.
Whoop. No. And I will wing it at the same angel that Tava attacked.
Okay.
That is a. Next, it goes off my dex, doesn't it? So many things to remember. That is a 20 total.
All right. 20 total. That hits.
For 15 psychic.
Nice. All right. 15 psychic damage.
And to separate out more, I will go in the opposite direction to whoever went.
Okay. So
Spread our group out so they can't just swarm all over us.
the two of you hurl your respective blades in that direction and then peel off to either side. All right. So that will actually put to our newbie stream. So you are currently we're stalking these creatures as they were scouting this area, and you're kind of ducked off a little bit back where the group came from position. So what would you like to do?
So I believe first I will bonus action to activate my longbow.
Okay.
And sorry, I'm just pulling up the feat I plan to use. Make sure I have this down right. So let's see, longbow, the range is 80, 320, I think. Normally. So I'll use my movement to get closer to the battlefield.
Okay.
I start drawing my bow, and then before releasing it, I teleport 10 feet closer.
Okay.
I aim for the one that I've seen the other two take a strike at, so going to attempt a sharpshooter shot on that.
Okay.
So it's -5 to the attack, but if it hits, it's plus. So that would be 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, so oh geez, how do I use this sheet to do damage things?
If you click on the name of the weapon, if you have the damage, I'll input it.
Gotcha. So that's going to do 7 piercing, 5 poison, and then just 10 more extra damage.
Okay.
So that's a total of 22 damage for the first attack.
All right.
Then aim for one of the other ones. Teleport another 10 feet just in a random direction.
Okay.
Another sharpshooter shot. Another 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
That's better, so that's 25 points of damage on that one.
Nice.
And then, because of this feature, if you attack at least 2 different creatures with the action, you can make 1 additional attack with it against the third creature. So aiming at the third one, teleporting again, just making sure can't hit what they can't see. Another sharpshooter shot. That's gonna hit.
Yeah.
But not as much damage, so that's 17 damage total.
Still. Okay. So I think maybe we get a good, those of you with the higher passive perceptions, which I think is pretty much everyone here.
It's us. We're the perceptive part of the
Yeah.
party.
The three of you see as the angels are flying down towards you, you see an arrow strike one of them, the one that had been hit by the 2 daggers, and kind of careens a bit and loses a bit of its balance, tumbling through the sky before catching itself. And then a second arrow sinking into the angel trailing not too far behind it. As you notice behind you, there is a figure that seems to pop in and out of place, just kind of like very quickly from side to side before disappearing kind of back under some covering. With the last strike there, the third arrow hits the final angel. And there seems to be somebody else in the vicinity that you couldn't quite make out. I'll say in that amount of time, much about them.
Yeah, if there are other if there are other angel things that are still stone trying to kind of duck behind one, but I can't, bonus action hide at this point.
Okay.
But conceal as much of my considerable size as I can.
Yeah. Okay. That will put it to Sadel's turn.
Sadel is, oddly enough, going to shoot.
Oh, really?
I don't think you're playing his character right.
Which one's he gonna shoot at?
he is going to shoot at. We'll go for the most injured one, which is the one that
Everybody said at this point.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
So going for the first one that was attacked.
Okay. And then if he's not moving, he gets his triple advantage.
Yeah. I might as well roll all of them just in case I get a nat 20.
Yeah.
Never know. Oh no, that's the regular cannon I was rolling, not the super one. So the highest one's a 29.
Yeah, that hits.
19 piercing, 15 thunder.
So it's 34 points of damage. That one still up. Still up. Just barely. As the thunder cannon hits, that one sort of again it's tumbling through the air, and it takes that last shot from Sado and is almost going into a free fall at this point, with as many times as it's been struck, and this dark blood just kind of spraying out from it, from all the wounds. All right.
Bonus action to reload. And D-Dar's just gonna stay close and he protect.
Okay. Which brings it finally to their turn. So the three angels continue their their descent. One of them is going to, the one that's taking the most damage, barely catches itself and is going to streak down, I'm going to say towards... I'm going to say towards Sado because he just got off the biggest hit there, and is going to make 2 attacks with a great sword that it is carrying out to the side, which just before it strikes erupts in a dark flame that seems to encompass the sword. This is going to be the first attack. That's a 17 against Sado. I think misses. Yeah, he's at 19. And then 14. Both miss. So makes 2 quick strikes towards Sadel, trying to connect, but Sadel, Ninja Grandpa, just quickly ducks out of the way of both of them. The other 2, I think one is going to fly down towards Tova, since you're sort of flying off to the side and isolating yourself a bit there, is going to swoop towards you. 2 attacks with this great sword. 12, 11.
Nope.
Both miss. And then the last one is actually instead going to stop in the air a bit, and instead of making an attack, lets out this roar of almost like anguish across it. You see these chains digging into its flesh, and there is this explosion of this radiant energy that emanates from it. I need it's gonna be everyone within 50 feet, which I think is pretty much gonna be everyone except for the newcomer, because I don't think anybody else was able to move more than 50 feet away. I don't know, Tova, you've got a lot of movement. How far did you go?
50.
50.
How fast
Is that exactly your movement?
Yes, 50.
Okay, you're still within range then.
All right, what do we got to do?
Sorry, Alex, I think you're muted right now. Did you say something?
I mean, a star went 60 feet away because he could.
Okay, I'll give that to you.
We're gonna have a race later.
So it's a strength saving throw.
Strength, okay. $20 total.
3 for Sadel.
I rolled a 27, and Lilibet rolled a 23.
Okay.
14 for Dida.
Oh no.
Be strong.
Okay. Anyone who rolled a below a 15 takes 32 points of radiant damage and is knocked prone.
Wait, is it 15? What's the DC?
15, yeah.
Okay. Anything on a success?
Then if you succeed, you take 16 points of radiant damage and are not knocked prone.
Okay.
How many people were close enough to get Little Bet's bonus? Or would that have mattered for any of the others?
Did any of you add?
It's just me and her. I think at
It
this
would
point.
just.
We're in the
I
center.
think the other two ran away.
Yeah.
Sadel would have had it.
Sidel and
Yeah, I'd give
Then-
it to the two of them.
Dida would have succeeded.
Dita
Sadel
was succeeded with the 16.
Dida
Yeah,
took 16 damage.
16 points of damage. Yeah.
I need to find writing implements.
What kind of damage is it?
Radiant.
Okay.
And that will be all three of their turns. Den. Make up your mind.
My mic wouldn't unmute. I was pressing the button. I'm going to activate my ring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whoever's within 30 feet of me. It's me and Lil and Sadel, I guess.
Everyone who isn't here is within 30 feet of you.
Yeah, but we can fly,
Yeah.
and I'm controlling one of them.
Okay.
So I'm gonna activate my ring and give us a flying speed. And I'm going to do something dumb, probably. How high up is the one that just did the scary scream?
Not very high. I mean, maybe about 5 feet off the ground.
Great,
Kind of
I'm
stop in
gonna-
the air for dramatic effect.
Great, I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna fly up next to him and hit him with my flail.
Okay.
Hey. Ooh. Well, 19.
19 will hit.
Yay. That is 12 to 15 damage
All right.
for him.
I'll say that's the one all the way on the left here on the board. Alrighty.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to use my other channel divinity and do Storm's Grace.
Okay.
Lightning everywhere.
Let me check something. No, can't do that. Okay. And what's the effect? Or that's your. So you're just the storm thingy. Yeah. Reminding myself.
Or
what
not,
you've
not
been-
so, Gale's Fury is the one that
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Okay.
They all
Yeah.
have storm-themed names.
Yes.
For 1 minute, each creature starts their turn within 5 feet of me takes lightning damage.
Cool.
And I can do a melee attack as a bonus action.
Okay. It'll be a little bit's turn.
Well, that's gonna go hit whichever one is closest with her warhammer.
There's one on the ground that's not looking too good right in front of Sado.
Yeah, that one. That's her buddy. She'll hit that one. That is a 17.
17 will hit.
And it's not as good. 15.
That misses.
Boo. That's okay. So that damage also isn't very good. That is 3 psychic damage, 7 radiant damage, 3, 4, 5, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 damage total.
What is it without the radiant damage?
Most of it minus 7. Was 15 minus 7? 8.
8. Does not seem to be affected by the radiant damage.
Great. Well, her her hammer just does that now.
But it's somehow still up.
Dang it! You do as a bonus action a little bit.
She can do 2 attacks. Oh no, she
Yeah,
missed on
the second one missed.
That's right.
Oh, I'll do another one if you want.
No. So that's it.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Okay. Tova, you've got the one right in your face.
Yep. I'm going to pull out Long Fang, take a couple strikes.
Okay.
Let's see, 26
Yeah.
for the. Okay. And I'm gonna spend one of Longfangs charges to try to restrain this creature.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll the damage, and you have to roll a. Hang on, where's the thing on the sheet? So I forget. Oh, that doesn't show. I think you just have to make a dexterity saving throw to avoid getting trapped by Longfang.
Okay.
I think that's, yeah, the DC 15 dex kill. Yeah, because it's strength to get out.
Okay. 60's on the dexterity saving throw.
Well, that's all right. I still get to damage you with, I get sneak attack.
Yeah.
Because it's a mono. Okay, so that is 14 slashing damage for the first strike, and then second strike. I don't think that's gonna hit with it. 14. Does that hit?
14 does not hit.
Okay. And spend a key point to punch. Okay. The first strike is a 17? No, 16. This
16 hits.
16 hits. Okay, and then the next one, and second one was more than that. And I get to roll d8s now. My punches hurt real good. So that's 12 bludgeoning damage
Okay.
total, and that's it.
Okay. So unleashing a flurry of blows against this one.
Yep.
He is also starting not to look too good. Okay. All right. Just getting this updated. Okay, Star, it is your turn. You've got you don't actually have any around you. There's one in the kind of the bulk of the group there, or two in the bulk of the group there. One flying, the other one kind of in melee, and then one that chased after Toba.
Move, then dash to get to the one that's attacking Sadell.
Okay.
That is a 19.
19 hits.
And that gets sneak attacks. Aha.
You do.
That's a lot of fives. 20, 25, 36 psychic.
Whew. That one dead. Yeah, he's gone now. So I think you come sprinting forward, sliding across the gravel with your psychic blade in hand, and then you slash out at the angel as he is going for. Actually, I think at that point you see also that kind of realm of radiant energy begin to build up like an explosive in that moment as he's being about to unleash that burst of energy. However, you strike out center mass with the blade, not leaving a mark, but as you do, there is this he lets out a shriek of pain, gripping at his head before falling into the fetal position on the ground, the wings splaying outwards and then curling around him, then unmoved.
And this continues to be the most anime spell in the game.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the moment where you fight somebody else with a sword and get to do the thing where you both like charge at each other and who stabbed who, and then one of you falls. We're gonna work that out before this ends. Okay. And I think that's it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Brings back to Quine.
Yep, Kune. So, seeing the first one fall is going to start by attacking the. Is the one that just died the one that had taken all the hits before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, going to target not the one that Den flew up next to first.
Okay, the one that's sort of isolated with, you see the monk off to the side that is punching it violently.
But going to first take 30, my move speed 30 feet to get closer to the one that Den's engaging.
Okay.
Then attack the one off by the monk and teleport 10 feet again closer to the one that Den's engaging.
Okay.
Where is things on the sheet again? Sharpshooter shot. So that's a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
That's 25 points of damage.
Okay. $25. That's the one that Tova is up against. Okay.
Yep.
All right, still up.
Yep. So, am I within 30 feet of the one that Den is fighting?
If you ran and then jump, yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. So I'm going to use my Planar Warrior ability, and choose one creature that I can see within 30 feet of me. Next time I hit it, it's going to take extra damage. So this one will not be a sharpshooter shot, but shooting it with the bow. Good thing I didn't sharpshooter it. That's 16 to hit.
That just hits.
Yep. So that's going to be 11 damage plus 2d8, and all damage this turn becomes force damage.
Ooh.
So that's plus 13. So that's a total of 24 force damage against the one in combat with Den.
Nice. Okay. That one's not look too good either now.
Yep. And because there's no longer a third target for me to hit, that's all I get to do. No extra attack.
Okay. And you guys see the figure now moving closer to you now. Do you want to go and describe what your character looks like a bit? No.
Sure. So, it's maybe a bit surprising that you didn't manage to see this figure all that well before, because they're 7'3" or so. I forget what I actually said, but gray skin, longish, dark hair. It's a furbolg, and carrying a very ornate longbow that looks like it has vines worked into its design, and that the string is actually almost a vine in and of itself, and is now just standing out there in the open, within 30 feet of Den and the angel thing that she is fighting.
All right. And then that brings it to Sado.
Sado will shoot the one that is attacking Tova.
Okay.
A 28.
Yeah. I get excited every time I see him. I was like, oh, natural one, he might miss something. And then he rolls two more times. And yeah, 20, it's going to hit.
23 piercing and 20 thunder.
Ooh. All right.
This is great. How does Dylan keep his composure?
That one's dead now too. And I think Tova, as you kind of punch, and you take a step back and wait for it to swing, and suddenly its chest just explodes from the other side, sending this like shower of gore over you. And the angel quickly just the wings go limp and it collapses to the ground, not moving anymore after that point. Okay, so that one's dead, and then he reloads, and then anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, I'm assuming it's just a death machine there, so that just leaves the last one.
Is that the one next to me?
Yes.
He takes lightning damage at the start of his turn.
Okay.
7.
Ouch.
Pew.
All right, well, does not get his explosion back, so is just going to make 2 strikes with his greatsword against you, Den. Miss. It's 11 and a 12. Never gonna hit with this sword. And kind of frantically trying to strike at you. You're deflecting it easily with your shields. The attack's very well telegraphed. That'll end his turn, though. Den, it's your turn.
Cool, I'm gonna hit him.
Okay.
Once with action. That's really good. Except I can't do math. 29.
29 hits.
Okay. Man. 11, 16 damage. And then I'm gonna... I really should heal myself. Not gonna do it. Bonus action to attack.
Okay.
Natural 20!
All right.
Me. Man, none of those were 4s. Okay. Boo. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 20, 27.
Okay, 27.
That's a whole lot.
Well, that I think you swing once, connecting and with a heavy impact with your flail into I guess like across the shoulder and hitting the wing of the angel that is flying in front of you, sending him sort of crashing down to the ground, at which point you just sort of drop and you bring your flail down, and as you hit the ground, slam the flail straight down into the chest, there is a crunching sound, and then the angel stops moving. He dead. Okay,
He dead.
And that's the end of combat. No more angels.
Nailed it. Can I heal myself? Should have done that when we left the other place.
All right. Yeah, you can heal yourself if you want
And I
to.
cast a whole 4th level Cure Wounds on myself. Whoop.
Okay.
I rolled
So-
24.
Is the new person who just showed up, do they look friendly? I mean, they did attack the other creatures, but
They did. I'll let them decide whether they look friendly.
Yeah, I mean, he's a furball, so he basically looks like a giant fuzzy teddy bear always. But he starts like as soon as the last creature is falling, he just moves and starts trying to retrieve as many of his arrows as he can from them. Doesn't seem to acknowledge or like acknowledges you, but just it's kind of like hi, and then keeps moving about his business.
he's got things to do.
Yeah, and after getting the arrows, we'll then kind of fidget with them a bit and just like, hello there. Glad you're all right. Glad I was able to help.
Yeah, thanks.
Very much appreciate. Hi, I'm Star. What's your name?
Oh, what is my name? It's been so long. I believe the last time I used a name it was Kune, so you can call me that. I don't spend that much time around people, you'll have to forgive me. But... so you can imagine my surprise when I come to the plane of fire and there are other people here.
That's alright. We're not really good at talking to people either.
Why are you here in the plane of fire?
It's kind of what I do. I go to different planes, hunt things that want to hurt the material plane. I heard there might be something here that I had been following, and so I came here to check it out. And then I saw all of this and decided that was a more pressing concern.
Or the big demon.
Yes. Yes, that.
Yeah. kind of sucks.
Yes, I can't imagine it's good. And so, you have my bow if it seems you are opposed to them. This... Words, why words? I will aid you in this endeavor.
Can I inside check him?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, do I believe this guy?
Sure.
This fellow's a friend?
Go for it. Make an insight check.
Is he friend? Oh, that's really bad. Well,
Play one shot where you betray the party once and no one ever trusts you. And it wasn't even with any of you guys.
if it makes you feel better, we inside checked Freeman too. 15.
Yeah.
19.
19. Okay. I'll let you roll if you want to roll anything.
I mean, I'm not even sure what I would roll. He's very clearly uncomfortable talking, but it's not that he's just awkward, not that he's trying to hide some ulterior purpose.
Okay. All right.
And, he will say, kind of take a second to actually look at you all, because up until now he's certainly been avoiding eye contact, but also kind of not really looking at you. It's like, wait a minute. I haven't been around much, but even I have heard of Gale Force. Is that you all?
Lil, we did it! We're famous! I do that.
To answer your question properly, yes, that's us.
Then I believe I can. I believe this is a worthy fight.
I think Lil just jumps up and high fives you.
Yeah! We did it!
Well, that's it then. We could just leave.
Yeah, we're done. All right.
We're famous enough. We get
Roll
recognized.
credits. That's us. Yeah. We're pretty cool.
Yes, rumors of your exploits were not as greatly exaggerated as I suspected.
Well, it's good to find an ally. You said it was Kune?
Yes.
I'm Tova.
I'm dead. This is Lil.
Hello.
Settle.
That was such a good try.
An attempt was made.
You did so good.
Try. That was better than my first to try to do a Lilibet voice.
It was. That's definitely true.
Hi guys, my name is Lilibet.
It sounds like grandma was smoking too much.
Oh gosh.
As you can tell, we're professionals.
Well, it has been many seasons since I worked with other adventurers, so I will defer to your judgment and planning. What do we do from here?
Well, we were originally heading out back through the same portal which we came through, but...
And I just kind of immediately pointed like, yep, I know where portals are.
Yeah, that is true. I think you did sense maybe if you wanted to have used that ability, you sense exactly where the portals are. You know that that's a portal.
Yeah, back from whence we came, back to our ship, and I guess we're gonna try to figure out how to hunt a angel corrupting, take over the world Demon Queen. You in?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna reach probably way up to try to shake Kune's hand.
Takes like a couple seconds to remember, oh wait, people shake hands, and then reaches down and just giant hand.
You're so much taller than me.
Now that we're like sort of closer to the portal, is it still like look like it's covered in nasty black gunk stuff? Or is it?
Yes, actually. So with this little distraction, the talking stuff, and the amount of time you traveled. So as you've traveled, that black cloud in the sky has moved and actually has seemed to drift like through the portal, most of it, but it is still being held open at this point. but you don't see as many of the angels around. It looks like the ones that you're seeing are kind of scattering. It's maybe small, kind of like patrols that are still left here, but it seems like most everything has moved through that portal. So if you guys are going to continue heading that way, are you guys going to rest it all first, or just heading off?
Does it look like there's any more angels in between us and it?
It pours a little way away. You can get closer
crap.
and see if there's going to be anything else there.
I'm so injured.
If
Yeah.
you want, you all can rest, and I can go do some quick reconnaissance.
I can join you. I do not need to rest right now. Or I can lend my abilities for healing and recovery.
Is anyone else really injured? Because if it's just me, I think we should go.
I think the two of you are at half health.
Lil's at
Yeah,
like half.
half.
But half for Lil is like all of Star's hit points. So.
Basically, yeah.
That's a good point.
Well, also, because I know Healing Spirit is kind of a broken spell, but if I just like set it down and everyone keeps running through it for like the full minute, does
Yeah,
that
man.
give them a
It's like me
buttload
playing-
of health?
That's like me playing my undead in Divinity, just like running back and forth through the poison.
No, it's a dope ass spell. I'm all for it.
Let's do
Yeah.
The
it.
internet.
Yay.
I love this spell.
Use all your
You can
abilities.
fight it all day, but
Yep.
we're gonna just use it
Yes.
and abuse the fuck out of it.
So yeah, I will quickly just mutter a few words, where are the spells on this sheet, and throw down a Healing Spirit.
Yeah, I know it's if you guys want to just conga line it, it's what 1d
1d6
for 1 minute, and you can essentially just get everybody in
so
that 1 minute.
Basically, you can heal 10d6.
Yeah.
For a level 2 spell.
Yeah,
Do you roll
That-
those?
Is bonkers.
I'll say let's just roll it once. let
We
the
all
healer-
sit here and just roll 10d6.
Let the
next
healer
10
roll it
minutes.
once, and then we'll just apply that to everyone.
Holy cow.
Wow.
I just like the idea of you guys all just like spending a minute just like running around in a circle.
Okay, so that is 37 health.
Nice.
And it's going to be, what form is it going to take?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be just like, I want to say a panda bear, but I don't know if there are pandas in Sarthia.
Oh.
Totally.
Yep, so it's just a panda bear who looks like he's just chilling on some spectral bamboo.
I think there are a lot of panda bears in. I think Bolivar would be the right climate for it. So yeah,
Does everybody a Lil have seen pandas before?
probably.
Oh my gosh. This world just gets better every time. Every time we do this.
If we're not careful, though, it'll all be in pandemonium soon.
Mhm.
Yes.
We're never gonna get out of the bear puns, are we?
Nope.
You started
Nope.
this.
Life is random and unfair. Life is pandemonium.
Oh, I just love pandas so much. Yay, I feel so much better.
It's very
All right.
healing. We're healed physically and emotionally.
And emotionally.
And a little bit spiritually.
Okay, so you all get your 37 hit points. Is that all your? So that's a minute. You guys good?
Sit there for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Rather than the hour for a short rest. Unless
Yeah.
people have things they need to, get abilities back for that.
If we could get out of here, we're gonna take a good
Yeah.
long nap.
I'll point out too. It's very hot, and you guys would probably have to
Yeah.
make another round of saving throws if you decide to take a short rest. I would have said that if you decide to do it, but this kind of bypasses that. So
Let's not do that.
okay. So you continue forward across these plains. I'm actually, and I'll point out that maybe as you're crossing this, and you do sort of maybe come to the realization that given the shape of this like indentation here, it seems a lot like basically like a giant footprint in this, not heading in the direction you're going, but like something very old a long time ago that was very large might have walked through these lands.
Like a dinosaur.
Like a dinosaur. So you get close. Are the sneakier of you guys going to scout ahead? Is that plan still?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. I'll have the two of you reroll stealth checks then.
Before I go, I turn myself invisible.
Fair.
That is a 34.
Okay. And then are you, Kunai, are you going to head
I
back?
can go along and stealth it. Not as good as I thought it might be. That's a 19.
Okay.
Pretty stealthy for 7-foot tall guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're stealthier than me.
So the two of you scout forward and reach the point, kind of the last little break before you reach the encampment where the stalwart keepers had been holed up, and the portal that leads back to the island. And you see that the portal itself has been sort of forced larger, and it looks like this black energy has almost ripped the hole even larger in the ether here. However, there don't seem to be any or many angels in the area. Just one, a very large black-winged angel, one of the Solar, is currently sort of arms crossed, hovering in front of the portal as if guarding it. So Star and Kunai, as you see this, you're still a ways off at this point. What would you do? Do you go back and tell the group, or just run and attack it? I'm cool if you want to run and attack it.
How
By
wise
yourself.
do we think angels are?
How wise? Make an Arcana check.
That is a 21.
Ah, very wise.
Damn it, that probably won't work.
You would know. I'll give you with the Arcana check and your knowledge, and Kunai, you probably get some of this too because you're familiar with planes and planar beings, and they are. A Solar is the closest thing to a god that you can get amongst the Celestials. Very wise, resistant to magic, almost unkillable.
Almost.
To most mortals, unkillable.
I have some magics that would make it easier for us to go unnoticed.
Might be the best just trying to get past it.
And so though there are the two in very bulky armor, I'm not sure how much it will do for them. But
You can try. I have been for a while.
it may be our best bet to try and sneak through rather than engage this creature, but be prepared to fight it if it comes to that.
This isn't going to be an easy ride no matter how we play it. I fear if we try to get everyone through quickly and quietly, I think I know how I can close that portal, but it might not work.
Would I know, it being this close now, would I, with my knowledge of portals, know how it's being kept open and stuff along those lines?
I'm trying to think. Nature check seems appropriate for where you're coming from it. I'll give it nature or arcana.
Those are the same. I knew I should have taken the nature proficiency. That's a natural 1.
Dude, there's a hole in the sky.
I'm still in shock with this is more words than I've spoken in years in this past hour.
Yeah.
So,
To translate it a little more realistically,
Yeah.
there are a lot of things that could be holding it open. It's
Mhm.
hard to know.
okay. Well, at the very least, we want to make sure we're on the other side of the portal once this closes, so we should probably plan on getting through the portal first, taking down the big angel man second.
Agreed. Let's head back.
You guys stealth
Does
back.
this voice beside him just talks? Because he has no. Unless you've got an amazing passive.
It's a 19 passive, so I think you were too sneaky, but, I probably could have seen, like, the indents in the dirt once you
roll that
rested.
low on stealth. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, no, we go by the rule of unless you're trying to hide from somebody, you're not hiding from. So unless you're trying to hide from Kunai, then you
Okay.
can totally do that. But yeah, it is funny though that you're just having this conversation with just the air right now.
I mean, if Kunai talks, it's usually to himself, so he's used to it.
But the two of you meet up with the rest of your group, a couple dozen yards back, and we can just expedite this and say you guys relay the information.
So, mechanically, I can cast Pass Without a Trace on us, make our stealths easier, and try and stealth us through the portal, and then just be ready for it to go wrong.
I will also do enhance ability on. Oh man, I'm running out of spell slots, you guys. What is it? An extra person per level above second?
I think so.
Okay, so I can do. 1, 2, 3 more people. So myself and 3 other people.
I'll give Star one more thing too, because you did roll really well with the Arcana check. Very perceptive creatures. So you're aiming very high to avoid being detected by this thing.
I said that wrong. Myself and 2 more people.
Okay.
I'm out of 5th levels. I don't really want to use my 7th level spell slot on this. Me and Lil and someone else.
Didar?
Oh, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did all.
are you saying getting there, back and relaying this, and like up and head back again would take over an hour?
No, I wouldn't take over an
Okay, I'll
hour.
keep my invisibility on then.
That's fair. Okay. So if it's the
We
plan
might
to
need
sneak,
my massively high score here just to offset everything.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think I will. I'll take the average on this check for this, and we'll see how it goes.
So does Didar normally have disadvantage, or does he just roll regular?
I believe you're off regular.
Okay, well, so he has advantage. And then me and Lil will just have regular roll rolls.
With +10
With
from Pass
+10.
Without Trace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Oh, jeez.
everybody. Everybody, make your rolls.
I just want to go ahead and apologize to Sarah just in case.
That is a 34 for Kunai.
I was wrong with advantage anyway, oops. 18 for Dida.
Is that a 1, Savvy?
Lilibet rolled a natural 20,
Oh, yeah.
so 30. I
Okay.
rolled a 1.
For 11.
So, wait, no. 13.
It's pretty
I have a
good.
+2,
14 for Sadel.
so 13.
+10.
24 for Sadel then, sorry.
26 for Tova. Not very sneaky today.
Nat 20, so 45.
Holy shit!
55.
No, 45 with your thing, so.
Okay,
Did Star ever exist?
We balance each other out.
let me make sure I have how many characters. So that's That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you.
Mm-hmm.
And your aggregate score was a 190.
Whew.
Which puts you at an average of 27. All right.
That's pretty good.
That is very good.
Good job, Lilibet. You did great.
I'll just put it in context too. Trying to beat a 24. So GG. You all the shadows overwhelm you. That darkness of the pass without trace takes effect. There's one thing I didn't think about. Star, did you roll? You rolled. What was your total score again?
My total 45.
45, and you rolled with advantage because the
Invisibility.
Invisibility. Do you remember what your first roll was, or did you roll them at the same time?
First roll was a maths 12, 37.
I don't think that would have made enough difference to do it, because the invisibility would not play a factor in this. But this will still. I think you're still good. You're still in the clear.
That would have been a 26 after the math.
26. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, so you guys are still good. I didn't think about that until we got there. So, very quietly, silently, to the point where none of you can detect any sound you are making, you quietly make your way towards the portal. There are the remnants of tents and other structures constructed by the stalwart keepers littered across this across the ground here. And as you approach the portal, there is the dark form of this solar that is hovering above, maybe 50 feet above you, scanning over the distant horizon. You can feel the heated wind beats down with each flap of these massive wings. But you pass underneath it, undetected. You reach the altar that that fragment, that shard had sat on. Now the fragment dormant, no longer hovering, just placed on top of the altar where it rests after falling. The portal itself now, where before it stood maybe 15 feet in diameter, now 30 to 40 feet across. And you reach the edge of it, and you can see within some darkened structure beyond, and you can vaguely make out the signs of the interior of the temple you came from. Do you all pass through?
As we pass through, I just want to pick up the fragment and pocket it.
I'll have you make a sleight of hand check.
I mean, as long as I don't roll below a 10, and that's an 11, so math 26.
26. Okay, you're good. I just want to add some more tension. You
Asking the rogues to do stealthy stuff.
Shh, nobody else has to know. Yeah, you pass under you. You quickly reach out, just snag the fragment off of the altar. It's warm to the touch, but is dim. It's not glowing anymore. Back to the state that you saw it initially, though a piece of the whole. And you all step through the portal to back into the temple, or what remains of it. Switch to other music. As you step through this flaming portal suspended by the dark energy, You step out onto the hard stone surface of the second level of the third level of the temple. However, quickly have to regain your balance as the floor is now sloped at about a 45-degree angle downwards, and you look around and realize the walls, the ceiling has been nearly obliterated by some force that passed through here. And you can see out to the surrounding island. And you see the charred and blackened trees that now surround this island. The lush jungle landscape destroyed. Black rolling hills extend out in each direction, and wisps of smoke rise up over this murky swamp that now covers the entirety of this landmass. You can see off in the distance, now that there are no trees obstructing your view, the masts of the ships of the stalwart keepers. You can see two of them still standing. The sails burnt away, the flags charred to ashes, the ship itself seeming to be almost to cinders. You can see one of the masts kind of extending at an odd angle, indicating the ship may be listing in the harbor. The other ships nowhere to be seen. You look back and you can see through this massive portal. Anything you wish to do before making your way out of this temple?
Any ideas on closing it?
I thought, well, the fragment wasn't holding it open anymore. I think she is, and no.
I don't
That'll
suppose
Go ahead.
suppose I can make another attempt now that we're back on the material plane and it's not super duper hot and we're hiding and all that.
Yeah, I'll let you make an Arcana check this time to see if you know.
Same modifier, but maybe a better roll. Nope, that's also a natural 1.
I can't believe you just rolled that
We
twice.
hate the plane of
I'm
fire.
supposed to be a portal expert. That's
We
what
hate
my
it.
whole class is.
Yeah, and now that you're on the other side of the portal, it looks the same as it did on the far side.
Oh boy.
It's hard to know. I mean, you would have. I mean, based on your knowledge, the best way to close it would be to destroy or kill whatever is keeping it open.
Just quietly relay that. Forget that I need to enunciate around people.
I'm sorry, are you talking?
Oh, yes.
You're so high up there.
Yes. Portals are usually maintained by an entity or a creature, and so if we want it to close, we need to stop whoever created this one.
Demon Queen. Alright, well, it looks like all the people that were trying to go through it are probably dead anyway, so... This is really messed up, you guys.
Yeah. I mean, do we have any idea where the Demon Queen would go? Like, when she's on our plane.
No, but I can think of a couple of people to ask. Drix, for one. Is Drix the only one left?
You guys met Highwind.
I don't remember. Oh, wait, Jarl. He's the important.
Yeah.
The important one. Yeah. The one I always forget exists. Drix is so much cooler.
I mean, the Jarl's pretty great.
Oh yeah. Also the
She took
She was
something
cool.
from Ilarius's body. If she knows where more of the six are located, then maybe she could be after the same from them.
that's super bad.
So that was the actual body of Ilarius then, not just a statue.
Everyone seemed to think so.
Yeah. I think maybe we need to warn Thrix. What spell slots do I have left? What spells do I have prepared?
Can I make the assumption you guys are heading back towards the ship, or are you guys just standing by the portal?
Walk and talk.
Yeah,
I think.
prepping myself to make a swim.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eyes out for anybody else. Like maybe any other. I don't. None of the stalwart keepers or anyone. As we're making our way.
Yeah, I think you do notice some bodies as you are passing through this area, and the remains and the armor of keepers and members of the Eternal Hold, like that were on this island when the attack happened. Make a perception check for me.
Okay. How about that one? 22.
22. Okay. Yeah, you you scan the area, and you do notice in a few areas where those kind of camps were located. One of the ones that you came through. Yeah, it seems like you get the sense that when that force, that massive black substance, whatever that was expelled from the plane of fire, seemed to wash over this island, and you notice the more of the bodies of the keepers and the members of the hold that are scattered throughout this area. Many of them look as though they've either drowned or burned up in the fires that came along with it from the plane of fire. And I think maybe you get to a point with the perception check you had at one of the elevations, because when you came out of the portal, you were about at even with the most of the landmass, given that the temple is dug out of the ground. But you get a good view at one point as you're trekking through this muck towards the harbor, and you can see that most of the ships either seem to have been destroyed or burned to the point, or destroyed to the point that they were not taken. But it does seem that there were two ships that you don't see the wreckage of in the harbor anymore, indicating that some people might have escaped.
Okay.
And with that, you all, go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple of sending spells.
Okay.
One to Thrix, and one to Highwind, who I think we've seen at this point.
You've met him. Yeah.
And tell them what happened. I guess in so many words that Vesh is dead, that she released the Demon Queen. Demon Queen might be gunning for you. More news at 8.
Okay.
I'm not gonna, I don't know, not gonna pull punches with this one. Just to the two of them, be like, you're in super danger right now.
Okay. I think the messages that you get back from them are mostly confused, or you're getting a sense of confusion. I think Highwind says that he will prepare the Crastil forces for attack and await further orders for their messages. And Thrix indicates that you will need to speak in more detail and to let them know where they can meet you.
Yeah, just so you guys know, Thrix is probably just gonna like show up randomly again, so be ready.
And I will say at this point, after you send the messages and stuff, we'll expect us, and you guys are back on the ship, which is fine. It was underwater at the time of the attack, and the crew very frantically meets you on the deck, and Holly pushes her way forward and says, "Is everything all right? The sun went out. It was dark. What happened?"
Well, we made a new friend.
Hi, nice to meet you. What happened?
Vesh released a demon queen.
All right. Queen. Demon Queen.
No face, weird smile,
Super creepy.
horrifying.
I thought you were going in there to stop all this. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be...
No, it's understandable. We tried, and I'm still not fully convinced that it was really Vesh. I don't think she had complete control of herself.
I'm assuming she's dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still get the feeling she was gonna die either way.
Well, I guess if it helps at all, I got my sister contacted me.
That doesn't really make me feel any better at all.
Reverie wants to speak to you as soon as possible.
That makes me feel worse.
She said it was urgent and that you needed to be there now.
That makes me feel worse.
How long would it take for the ship to sail to Port Onrex?
A long time, but it wouldn't take that long for us to teleport there.
I was thinking if we teleport there, it'd also be the best place for Threx to meet us.
That's a good idea.
We can we'll follow. We'll start heading that way with the ship, and we'll just fly there. I guess that'll cut off a little bit of time. Should be able to be there in less than a week.
Try to stay out of sight of any like angels or creepy clouds or.
Okay. We'll do our best.
Also, crew, Q&A, crew.
Shit, you're tall.
Right.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay.
You just see this guy shoot a bow though.
I'm sure it's something. Let's see if you can go shoot down a demon then, because I really am tired of this.
I am good at hunting fiends.
That's good to know.
Good to know.
We finally get to use the teleporty sticks.
We haven't used them this whole time. I can't believe it.
I
Wait.
guess I'll stay here.
What did we name it?
I don't remember what you called them.
The Magiscope. G remembers.
Magiscope, that's right.
The thing that we've never used.
Yeah. So yeah, you can use those if you want, and you still have like 3 you haven't
Yeah,
put
we
down
haven't
to.
put them anywhere. We have a real problem with using up consumable items.
Yeah, I'd
Also,
say so.
Tova, we have a teleporter stick.
Well, we have the gem that lets us touch it and we teleport. We put the sticks we want to use in the ground, they bury themselves, and we can just kind of poof anywhere.
That seems very convenient. I'm surprised we haven't used it sooner.
Well, we haven't really
shit.
found another place to put one because we haven't ever needed to go back. But we definitely will. Probably very soon.
If you want to save some time, you could always put one on the damn ship.
Well, we talked about that. And then we were afraid if something happened to the ship. But now it feels like a good idea.
I'm just, while they're having this conversation, I'm actually just going to take one and put it somewhere on the ship.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we should just do that.
Okay, and so Stars takes one from the bag finally, and maybe like the captain's quarters or just on the main deck.
Why is everyone always going into my room?
We'll just put it on the main
I
deck.
was going to do it in the main deck, sort of
Okay.
right next to the mast.
Stop it.
Sure, you take it and
I sleep there.
you sort of embed it maybe an inch into the wood, and after you let go of it, you watch as the stick itself almost goes like Quicksilver mercury and kind of dissolves in front of you and then traces out runes across the deck, kind of forming this circle of arcane glyphs and rune work, and at which point it flashes and then disappears. The light disappears, and you just have this sort of engraving in the wood in the deck with this metal kind of circle or kind of lump in the center.
We should really go visit Halbert Kane,
Yes.
whose name I wrote down. He
All right,
probably
well,
misses us so much.
I guess just jump over there and then come back. Do you want us to still head that direction or just wait here until...
The more neutral part of the ocean, perhaps, but quickest distance from one place to another.
Away from here.
Does that make sense?
We'll just start going west.
Sounds good.
Yeah, 'cause where...
I'll pull on the map for you guys right now. Yeah.
Thank you. I
Yeah, we're
forget.
sort of on the eastern side of everything, of the sort of map as we see it.
Yeah, you guys are about right over here.
Oh, got it. Right around there. I remember that.
And Port Onrix is over in this area here.
Mhm.
So they could just head that way and
Sounds
head out
good.
to sea. Okay. All right. So you guys want to finally use the Magiscope?
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn, it's been long enough.
Let's do it.
We were still on Growler when
I gave you
God,
guys
that was
this
so
at,
long
like,
ago.
I think you guys were like level 5 at the time I gave this to you.
Yeah, roughly.
Oh my gosh.
It was when we were first leaving Growler after finishing up there.
I
It
want to
was
say that
after.
like-
Well, it was after we met Star's mom. Because that's the page in my notes before I wrote down the stuff about the wizard.
just in context, I think that was session like 15.
It was Soul Oust 23 because I wrote that at the bottom of the page for some reason.
And we're on session like 60 now.
Yeah,
So
that's a long
just
time ago.
just want to put that out there. But no, it's fine. It's coming to use finally. So you take out the crystal, you dust it off. Then you take out the crystal that was given to you by Halbert Kane, the kindly old wizard on the coast of Groudar.
He's doing great.
And you all stand in the circle that has been formed on the deck of the ship. Holding the crystal in the center, it begins to glow and pulse as you stand there, and as your whole crew kind of, or the those of you that are going to teleport, I think it's up to 10. But as you stand there with the crystal, it's enough. You're all going. whoever's activating it says the command word, which I assume is something ridiculous and bear related.
Give me a second, I can get a good one.
It was the elven word for something. I don't remember. Alex came up with it.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure you did. Well, it was only you and me and Dylan there
True.
when that happened, so it's probably you.
We'll figure it out, but you say the elven word for something, and it takes a second to remember what it was you said it at, like remembering your phone password, and the crystal flashes, and in an instant, you all find yourself standing in an area that is familiar to some of you. I think only Kune and Tova have not been here before. In the Bed of the Gods, this small sort of grotto temple on the base of the cliffs of Fort Onrix. It's a cave that is set in, from what you're seeing right now, into a stone structure, rough stonework along the sides, and all across the walls, you see engravings of icons of different gods, dozens and dozens of them surrounding the room. There is a pool of water in the center of the room, and a trough that leads from that pool out of the exit of the cave to where you see the ocean kind of lapping up against at high tide, sending the kind of refilling and flushing out the old water and bringing in the new to this pool in the center. And as you all appear in a flash, the robed priests around the room sort of startle for a moment, and one of them, who was closest to you, drops the bucket he was using to clean the floors, almost falling, and says, "Who? What?"
We're here to see Reverie.
Wait for one moment, and quickly stumbles backwards as the other priests around the room watch questioningly. And a few moments later, probably about a minute or two, you see the same priest come out, and behind him, two other priests who are carrying Reverie, the lithe and elven girl, young woman who has this sort of long, kind of silvery, whitish hair, is wearing a white robe, very kind of basic garments, cinched with a rope belt, and they take her and set her by the edge of the pool that her feet kind of dangle down into. And as they sit her there, she looks up with a sort of distant expression across her face, and straight towards you, Den, and says, "Good. I guess Holly got my message."
She did.
Glad to see that you're all still alive. My vision, I saw darkness overtake all of you. I didn't know if you survived. I was worried. How are things?
All right,
Good.
I guess.
I'm afraid that things are going to get worse. You've seen her, right? The Demon Queen Arrothilia walks these lands once again. had a vision of what's to come and what needs to be done. And there isn't much time. If you don't stop what she has planned, it'll all be gone in 5 days.
That's very soon.
She moves quickly. Come, sit. I'll tell you what you need to know. And then you can decide what actions you need to take.
Kune. Reverie. She has visions.
Pleasure to meet you, Planeswalker.
As well, Seer.
Tova, Reverie.
Thank you.
She's been with us so long, I forget.
Yeah. She says, Tova, I've been watching you for some time as well. I'm glad we finally get to meet.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
She motions towards the edge of the pool for you all to sit. And she looks down at the water, and she begins to tell you her vision. And we're going to go and take a break here and come back to talk a bit, and then see what happens after that. Key.
Okay.
All right. We will be back in 10 minutes, everyone. Stay tuned.
See you in 15.
Welcome back, everyone. We are on time. Woot. Thank you, everyone who's watching and being active in the chat. Once again, encourage you all out there to subscribe. Those of you that aren't already, we got all sorts of goodies coming to new subscribers. For those of you that might have missed earlier, opening up our GGameKnights Guild, which is going to be a way to get your D&D fix. You can join our crew if you're a subscriber, make yourself a character, participate in games run by both us and other members of the community. We get to interact and roll dice and explore dungeons and kill dragons. But more details on that if you decide to join. Like I said, just have to subscribe. That's all it is. But yeah, so that's all I got. So let's get back into it. So the however many of you there are now, 7. We already figured that out earlier. The 7 of you are gathered around this pool at the heart of Port Onrix, in the just north of Gale Force, in the middle of the Divide. This pirate sanctuary, sailor sanctuary, that Den has brought you to. And Reverie sits there, her feet kicking in the water as the waves lap inwards. And she has that distant look across her face once again. And she says, I've seen things in these past few days I never cared to know. This Arrothilia, when she crossed into the mortal plane, I had visions of her. Who she is, how she came to be. From what I've seen, Arrothilia was the scribe of the gods, the first celestial being that was created, meant to keep and preserve all knowledge of their passing and their creations. At the end of chaos, I can't even imagine such a burden. My vision showed me that she was driven mad during the Awakened War. The war between the mortals and the gods that ended with their imprisonment. The knowledge of these atrocities committed, the betrayals that drove her to madness, and as the Awakened attempted to steal her knowledge, she was corrupted and driven deep into the depths, where she was imprisoned. During those millennia of imprisonment in the darkness and the howling void, she was tortured, interrogated by the demons that called it home. And finally, she broke free, killing her captors and claiming the power of the former king of demons. And it was with that power that she made her way for the first time Desarthia. When she made her way here, she enacted a plan to destroy the kingdoms of mortals that called it home. And that's where the Falcon Guild came in. They fought against her, tracked down her sanctum where she had been released by an unwilling mage. They fought her, many of them falling, and I'm sure you know this story. And only 3 survived that conflict. Vesh, Highwind, and Thrix. And when they struck her down, well, I suppose she was able to survive by attaching herself to Vesh. And now it seems, as you've witnessed, she's claimed the divinity of the goddess Olarius. And her powers along with it. And what my visions show is that she will seek to complete the task that she began, the one that was thwarted by the Falcon Guild. This time, aiming a bit higher. An end to gods and mortals, and the return of chaos. From what I've seen, without your intervention, she's returned to her sanctum south in Ondakir, in the mountains there where the Falcon Guild confronted her. And it was there she will continue her ritual and claim the power of the 5 remaining deities. This ritual requires an immense amount of power, and she can only complete it at a specific alignment of the planes. She will claim the divinity of one of each of the remaining gods at the strike of midnight for the next 5 days until she has all the power she needs to end everything once and for all. Only by going there and killing her before she can complete this ritual can we stop this from happening. But there is a problem. When the Falcon Guild defeated her, they sealed her sanctum. Using the 3 surviving members, each gave a word of sealing to the spell. And without each of the 3 of them, it cannot be opened. And I believe the Demon Queen, or the Demon God, she might more aptly be named now, knows this, and she has set her sights of her armies against Highwind and against Thrix, and they approach now towards Ondakir and Krastel.
They've been warned.
You'll need to have both of them present to undo the sealing, along with Vesh.
Just to clarify, it has to be Vesh that speaks the word, or as long if someone can perhaps work out what word she used or where it was from, they'd be able to do this as well.
It may be possible to do it without her if you can find the word and if someone with enough power speaks it, but
I'm gonna start flipping through the prayer book, looking for any passages that are perhaps underlined, any marks on the pages that say this one was opened more.
okay. We'll make an investigation check, and assuming it's going to take you a little bit of time, but
Yeah. Uh, 21.
Yeah,
I always
that's
get
pretty.
worried when my dice are nice to me.
That's pretty good. You flip through, and there are pages of the book that and cracks along the spine that seem to indicate passages that have been opened. And you begin to skim through those. I think most of the passages that seems to be more commonly read. I mean, she doesn't have she didn't like highlight a word or anything in there. There's no, as far as you can tell, no cipher or anything contained within it. But most of the passages that she reads are dealing with sort of judgment or I guess more aptly sort of the promises of the goddess Solarius to strike down evildoers, to seek out the wicked, and to carry out divine judgment upon them, and this sort of theme of revenge, I guess, towards those evildoers.
I can bring her back. If we can get to her, if she's still there, I can bring her back.
I think Reverie nods and she says, that would perhaps be the safest way of ensuring that this succeeds.
Oh, how far has your ship gotten? Can we teleport back, turn around, go back through the portal?
I mean, I can't imagine they've got that far. Maybe she deserves another chance.
Is there any way we could bypass that portal? I mean, Dan, you've mentioned offhandedly that you have access to magic such as that.
I can tomorrow. I'd have to sleep.
Would mean one less god.
In 4 days.
She will claim the god of death first, to prevent her own.
That makes Do you think it's worth it? Going back for her.
Are you asking this of Reverie or somebody else?
Anybody.
Just the group. Okay.
The royal you. What's it called?
Guarantees we have the word, I guess.
Seems like the most likely option. And what do we lose other than probably having to fight that big angel thing guarding the portal?
I think we can take him.
I mean, now that we know it's there, we can maybe catch it unawares. I don't know. You can just bring her back. You can bring anybody back.
Well, I mean, there are some. I'm looking at the red one, sorry. I mean, there are some restrictions, but I mean, if you're willing to pay the price, at this point, as long as it's been less than about 100 years since they died, yeah. The Vesh has only been dead, what, a couple hours? No problem. Yeah, I mean, as long as, you know. I mean, I can't bring back undead. And anybody who reached the end of their life, like, died of old age, but anybody else in the last, like, century, I can bring them back. It's expensive. And it's hard, but...
Reverie, did you see anything else?
Beyond that, my vision ends. I cannot know whether you will succeed or fail, but I can know the outcome should either happen. If you succeed, then we are safe once again, for the time being. If you fail, then it all ends forever.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I sort of like being alive. So...
It's quite nice.
Yeah, when you put it in that perspective.
So tomorrow we go back to find Vesh and bring her back.
I think we should go get her as soon as humanly possible.
We can probably afford an hour's rest or something before attempting to go back to the portal, but a whole day feels a bit much.
Because if we waste all this time and she's not there...
Plus, the longer we wait, the more likely it is something over there will drag her body away, do something with it, so... No time like the present, as they say.
I like this guy. He's way better than that other shit. What was his name? Jasper.
Somewhere in a bar halfway through a story, someone's just like, what?
His ears get hot.
So what's the plan? Long rest or short, or doing a short rest and then going?
teleport back to the ship, have them turn around, and we short rest on the ship.
We will not be able to sneak the body through the portal. We'll have to take out the angel before or after we get it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all with us?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
I have a really morbid question. Can you fit,
Yeah.
can you fit a body in the bag of holding?
Does it need to be in one piece?
Preferably?
Might have to dislocate a few limbs, but maybe.
I look at my spell.
It occurs to me that we already have 2 dead bodies on the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
You still have both of the queens on the ship.
Oh no! I totally forgot.
You could bring them back and
Oh shoot.
they could definitely help.
Oh gosh.
Or they could just kill all of us.
Uh,
Yeah, this is a really expensive quest. Sorry, I'm looking to see what I have. When did we get all these cats?
So-
it closes any mortal wounds. Okay, this
Restores
spell.
any missing body parts.
Well, Raise Dead closes all mortal wounds, but doesn't restore missing body parts.
It would restore like broken bones and stuff.
But
so.
okay, I was just checking because that one is half as expensive as Resurrection.
Yeah. Because you got like your head
Yeah.
cut off. It could, you put the head back on, you could resurrect somebody that seals the wound. So
Yeah, that's
you
what
could
I'm
chop her up and then.
saying. If we wanted to try to use Resurrection,
ugh.
which is twice as expensive, this is so messed up.
You could get her in the bag if you wanted to.
Okay, I didn't really mean for it to turn into a big thing,
I mean,
but here we are. It always does.
Reverie, is there anything else you know about power she may attain and be able to use against us? Also, she can't die from absorbing the god of death. A method of sealing her that's hopefully more permanent?
I think the precaution that she's taking and taking Grin's divinity first is the fear of retribution from death itself. She seems to be keeping the power of Ilarius she needed to claim the divinity of the other 5, but she'll be keeping those separate from her own being to use as part of this ritual to end all things. She will be weak and weakest when she is attempting to complete this ritual and giving you the opportunity to strike. So I don't know if it necessarily befits you to find a method to seal her or to destroy her essence entirely.
I mean, if we
I-
can kill her, we've got to.
I take out the shard, show it to her, and think of a good use for this in this case then. It's
She-
the closest to a divine power we have access to right now.
She takes that and or if you hand it to her, she holds
Yeah.
it. As she looks it over, she says, "This is a piece of the celestial fragment. These were byproducts of creation itself when the gods formed from the eternal chaos. I don't know if it could be used. You could potentially use it to seal her, forming some sort of barrier that might keep her in place.
So, if, when fighting her, we wanted to ensure her essence stayed sealed from everything else, keeping her vulnerable during the fight. This would be our best way to go about it.
That is one option. The other is, well, these fragments were created as byproducts when the six of the Paramount Convergence rose to divinity. They could, if imbued with enough power, be used to grant another mortal that same divinity.
Not again. Not taking any more creepy power from any more weird rocks.
That's just another course of action that I can foresee. For if she succeeds in stripping all five of their power, then we will, in fact, reside in a universe without gods.
Maybe getting a bit ahead of ourselves, but once we do manage to stop her, is there a way to restore the godhoods?
No. Malarius is gone, never to rise again. Her power could be given to another, if Arrothilia were to be defeated. But she will never ascend and never rise again to walk that path. That is a question for the aftermath, though. It's defeating her takes precedent, and then decisions on what to do with the remaining god sparks. That will be for you to decide.
Oh, we should probably hurry so we don't have to worry about as many new gods in the aftermath.
Yeah.
Dan, you able to tell Thrix where we are right now? Or...
Yes?
He's
Yes.
the best to give us more information right now, and if he knows what we're planning on doing, he's probably the best to relay to Highway as well.
Okay. I'll do one more sending spell to Thrix to tell them where we are and if at all possible to come now.
Okay. So
Please
you
RSVP.
okay, you cast another sending spell. You're running low on spells now. As the spell leaves, you give off the coordinates, and you don't get a response from Trix, but there is sort of a brief moment of pause, and you kind of wait around for the next few minutes. And then, after about 15 minutes pass, there is a burst of light, of crackling electricity, blue energy, that sort of explodes into existence near the entrance to the bed of the gods. in appearing there and walking out of it mid-stride, you see a bald, blue-skinned tiefling, tattoos running along their face, have some piercings and running up their ears, and they are wearing the kind of royal purple and gold vestments of the Arcanus Imperium. You see Thrix, and they step out, and there is another crackle of energy behind them, and you see another figure step out from behind them as well, wearing white and gold trimmed robes of the Empire. You see a familiar white-skinned tiefling with gold sort of tattooing spiraling around his face. You see Prince Sinstor. As they both step out of the portal, Prince Sinstor sort of dusts himself off and looks around and sees all of you and says, "We always meet in the nicest places."
I'm sorry, you insulting my temple.
It's a bit drafty in here. And it kind of nudges, Thrix sort of nudges the prince, and they step forward and say, "My apologies for my apprentice's behavior. I believe we need to speak further. You said that Arrothilia is alive."
Very much so.
Just spend the time filling in, explaining as much as I know, current plans, ideas.
And as Star's
Let's
talking, if I
workshop.
think he's taking too long, I'm like cutting in, like, okay.
Thrix, they both sit and listen and look concerned, as you do, especially if you inform them parts where the demons and angels coming to attack the capital of Aldark here. And as you stop, there's a palpable moment of silence, and Thrix looks to Prince Instor and says, "See if you can locate this army. We need to know how long we have." Zinstor nods obediently and pulls from under his robe a white crystal and kind of moves to the side of the room and sits down and begins to incant a spell from his book as Thrix turns back to you and says, "I'm aware of the words of sealing that you are referring to. How," and they look over towards Reverie and say, "How you came to learn of this is puzzling to me. The only three that knew of this rite of sealing were myself, Highwind, and Vesh."
Obviously not.
I suppose it doesn't matter now, but yes, there is a spell in place of my own design that was placed on the sanctuary where as we believed, the corpse of Arrothilia resides. It appears we were not as efficient in destroying her as we initially thought. And I think they say a few words in Infernal at that point. That if any of you speak, most certainly profanities. Yeah, just a string of profanities in Infernal. And Thrix says, "I will do my part to undo the spell and allow you the passage you need. As far as Highwind is concerned, I can travel to Crastle and inform him of the same."
kind of guess you'd be best to relay information or form a plan with them. You're both the ones who have experience of her armies or what she's capable of.
We will go there now and learn what we can. Prepare them for what is to come. Ondakir, given recent events, is very prepared for war. So we should be able to defend our borders the best we can, but there's only so much we can do against a god, especially if Arrothilia has risen to such heights. We barely contained her the first time. And they look over towards Zinstor as you see the energies fade and Zinstor ceases his ritual. He looks up with a bead of sweat kind of coming down the side of his face and with a panicked look and says, "There were too many to count. An army of..." He kind of looks over towards you and says, "How? An army of angels and demons. Fast approaching. I say, no more than a day's time. We need to warn my father. I need to get..." And Thrix motions to the prince and says, "Calm yourself. In due time." Looks back up towards all of you and says, "What do you need from us?"
Information, mainly. For Vesh's word of power, do you know if there's a workaround or any way to bypass what you need from her?
You would need the word from Vesh, and she is the only one that knows it. If you were able to obtain that information, then perhaps we could undo it without her presence, but you would still need to speak with her.
I've got a couple of ideas.
Well, I suppose we need to move quickly.
What about your word?
I know it. It hasn't left my mind since that day. I suppose there's no reason for secrecy now, in case something were to happen to me. They try to say how they would give this to you. So I think they take out their spell book and kind of flip towards the back pages and rip out a page and scribe in charcoal across it and hand the word or hand the slip of paper over to you and says, "If something were to happen to me, there are mages and others that might be able to help. But I will need to be careful. I fear that would take too much time." And they hand you the word. It's written in Infernal.
Nice.
But if they will translate it for you and give you the pronunciation, which I'm not going to try to work out. But the word is blood in Infernal.
Okay.
And I'll go a little more inside to maybe those of you that speak Infernal. So Kune, your new friend. When I say blood, not necessarily the blood of not like body fluid blood, but more like familial.
Yeah, I would just kind of tilt my head and, interesting choice.
I'm sure that you might know already that my brother was responsible for the return of Arrothilia the first time she came to threaten our existence. Suffice it to say, this is personal for me. And I want it to be done, and I want it to be done quickly. I will do what I need to help.
Then you and Tywin prepare yourselves.
We'll travel to Crastle immediately. Contact us as soon as you have what you need. Hopefully, we can do what we can to hold off these forces. Prevent as much damage as we can. They walk back over to the prince, who has stood up and is looking a little more sheepish than before. As they walk past, says, "Come, Zinstor. We've work to do." And Zinstor kind of stands there awkwardly for a moment and sees all of you. Says, "It has been nice catching up with you. Hopefully, if we don't all die, we can have a drink sometime. One where I don't get kidnapped immediately after. So,
That would be nice.
see you all soon." And it goes jogging off behind Thrix.
That's a good look for him.
So, you all have that information. What's the plan?
Guess we're going to get a body.
Yeah.
Right. Short rest.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be good. Oh, man. We were just there. Boo.
Now we maybe get to kill a big heckin' angel.
Yeah, roll your hit dice. Regain any abilities. You get back on a short rest. And then plan for you guys is to you're teleporting back to the ship, and then
Telling them to turn around.
do a U-turn.
It's a good thing it's flying right now.
Yeah. So we'll sort of, while you guys are rolling that, we'll skip to that part. So you regather, say goodbyes to Reverie, bids you a cryptic farewell, and teleport back to the deck of the Relentless Gale. At which point, as you appear, you feel that gust of wind as you are sailing a few hundred feet above the ocean's surface, and the crew startled, as always. Holly looks down from the helm of the ship and says, "Oh, you're back already. What's the plan?"
We're going back.
Well, back where?
Back where we came from.
Gods,
Most people would say, "Aye, aye, Captain."
aye, Captain. And she cuts the wheel hard as the ship sort of lisps a bit in the air. You guys maintain some footage, your footing as the gust of wind. And just over the wind, you can hear Holly just kind of muttering to herself as the ship turns around and quickly begins heading back towards the island. And within a matter of, I'd say probably this is probably the time you guys are taking your short rest to save time. And within an hour, you guys are back where you started, and you can see the charred and swampy remains of the island beneath you and the basin where the temple sits. I'd say they bring it down close enough to the portal. They probably can just park the ship pretty much right by the portal. You could go through it in the ship if you really wanted to, but
Is that? Oh yeah, you said it was like 40 feet wide.
Yeah.
Go through in this ship and shoot the angel out the sky.
I like
That
this
sounds
idea.
really cool.
Although maybe the angel is the one responsible for this portal, and that's why it was guarding it. So if we kill it, it starts closing. And
Do you think we could outrun the angel in the ship?
no.
That's pretty big.
I'll
Maybe
just
we
go ahead
leave
and
the
let you know
ship.
to all of you that rolled Arcana checks earlier and know anything. No.
We leave the ship right on the outside, and if things start to go really bad, we just shoot the cannon through the portal.
Okay.
Oh man.
I like this.
Pirates
plan.
versus angels.
use your last sending spell to send the fire command.
All right.
Let's not take the ship through.
So you guys are
For
walking
now.
through the portal.
Yep. I still have a little bit more of the magic to make us sneakier. But
We can't get the body through sneakily. That unless there's the bag of holding, but we need to burn our abilities trying to get in and out or fighting it.
I would
Probably I'm not.
advocate.
Oh, I was gonna say normally I'm not a fan of just running in, going to just directly attack, but that might be what we have to do. I don't know
How
if we
far-
could try to sneak past twice.
How far away is the place where Vesh is from the portal on the other side?
About an hour's travel.
I mean, yeah, I would advocate, try and sneak back in, but then as we're preparing to come back to the material plane, then it's just, going arms blazing.
Sneak in, and then if we have to fight our way out.
We do have the ship could provide some cover for us.
I think that's the best option.
All right.
One more
Good.
sneak.
I'll need so some spells.
Oh,
And
jeez.
so who's casting what?
I'm really low on
I-
spells, you
I
guys.
do pass without trace. That's my last second level.
Oh no, guys.
I mean, I still have third and fourth levels, but
I can't help.
yeah.
I have my first level spells. Great. And 1 6th and 1 7th level.
Well, maybe we just have the sneakiest people go.
You could leave Dedar too if you wanted to.
Oh, we should definitely leave him on the ship. Sorry, Dylan.
Perhaps this is actually a mission best taken under by a few of us.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Me too.
Alright. I'm standing right next to the portal the whole time.
I mean, you could come gun blazing with that cannon if needed.
Necessary, I will shoot an arrow through the portal, and then you'll know.
Yeah,
things have
because you
gone
hit
south.
me.
I will aim high.
I will get the bag of holding off Sadel.
Okay.
Alright. Then I guess Sadel and Lil and I will wait. And we'll split the party.
Oh boy. All right.
This will
I
go
guess-
perfectly, guys. I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
stress drinking at all.
All right. So we have Tova, Kune, and Star that are going through. All right. Need some stealth checks from the three of you.
Yep, plus 10.
Plus 10. All right.
31.
36.
32.
All right. You all pass through the portal. That heat hitting you as you cross over, and knowing the terrain on the far side, as soon as you cross through, you duck down sort of behind the altar, and glancing up, you can see that the dark wings of the Solar spread out almost from horizon to horizon from your current perspective. However, it does not seem to notice you as you all quickly dart off to the side, finding a place to travel or to kind of sneak through quietly, unseen, out of detection of this immense creature. And then you begin making your trek across the plane of fire in the direction of the prison, I guess is the best way to say it. Need you all to make Constitution saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 12.
15.
Constitution, that's 25.
25. So that is actually a success for Star and Tova, and a fail for Kune. So you get a level of exhaustion.
Oh, man.
As you are reaching the base of the mountain, looking up towards the plateau where it leads into the prison. You see the rubble here of the broken angels, where they shattered the stone exteriors and littered across the ground, but otherwise unmoving and unchanging from the last time you were here. And you all quietly begin to creep your way up the side of the mountain and into the chambers once again. And unchanged from before, that most of the ink seems to have kind of dried, and there's sort of this black like just circles across the ground.
Still haven't had a chance to wash it out with my coat.
Yeah, you're
Oh, yeah. We were
Yeah.
covered in that. Oh,
well, you guys went underwater to swim to the ship, so
that's true.
it kind of came out. Most of you guys are just dyed a shade of black now, though.
Ugh.
And you see still there Vesh's body. So shove it in the bag.
Ugh.
As kindly and respectfully as possible, we just throw her in the bag and get the hell out of there.
Okay.
Do we have like? I mean, she's wearing like a bunch of armor. Like, would it be easier to like take it off?
It
Try
would be
to-
much
yeah.
easier. It'd be
Okay.
much easier to take her armor off before putting her in.
I also
Take the
want to
armor
look
with
for
it.
her shield.
Her shield is with her. Yeah, you can take it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the shield is pristine. It is humming. It is like giving off this shimmering light. It is a beautiful shield.
Okay.
Um,
Definitely gonna grab that.
okay.
And we got the
I'm
book
surprised nobody
earlier.
took that the first time. I just realized that. Yeah, you got a shield and you got you got a
Look at
shield, you
that.
got a sword, and you got the rest of her equipment. The sword is also beautiful. Then appears to be magical as well.
Yeah. We don't have to
In
give
the
that back
bag.
to her, do we?
Yeah. And the armor. Actually, I forgot. Like all of her equipment's magical. The armor too is the adamantine armor.
In the bag.
Dang, guys, we need to loot the body more often.
Yeah, maybe, or take the bodies with you.
Well, you know,
Ugh.
Demon Queens.
Yeah, one day you learn. And you guys head back down the mountain and trek back across the open desert. I need you all to make Constitution saving throws again.
for a total of 2.
20 total.
Nice.
11.
It's a fail.
Yep.
So you gain a level of exhaustion. So 2 levels of exhaustion, 1 level of exhaustion,
Oh, great.
0 levels. Star, you're doing pretty good. Someone
Yeah.
cover her.
I can't wait until this bites me in the butt.
And I think the second level of exhaustion is the one where you get the
Speed is
disadvantage.
halved.
Speed is halved. And then the
Oh,
is
buddy.
that disadvantage on attack rolls too, or is that later?
No, it just says speed half here. I think the next would be.
Yeah, I don't remember anymore. I know the first one is the disadvantage on ability checks, which is about to come into play because I'll need you all to make stealth checks again.
Yep.
Okay.
And no more Pass Without a Trace because that wore off an hour ago or so.
Awesome. Okay. As we're getting close, I'm gonna just let Dad know. We got everything, but it was a kind of a rough journey. Just so you're aware. We might need some help soon. Okay. You want us to roll stealth?
Yep.
Is disadvantage for exhaustion?
Disadvantage.
I'm preparing
Cool.
everyone.
Yeah.
27.
27.
Yep. How close are we to like the temple, the portal thing?
How close do you want to get?
Preferably with my reduced dash speed of 30 feet. I want to be able to dash in 30 feet without being seen.
Oh.
I'll go ahead and just the point where you're going to be seen in relation to the portal is over 100 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the point where you're sort of exposed,
Yeah.
and that the creature might be able to see you.
How heavy are you?
Can you fit in the
200 plus
bag?
pounds.
Super.
200 pounds?
Yeah. Now,
like
what did everybody
240.
roll? Because you're also
I
not
haven't
aware of
rolled
your
yet.
stealth checks.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So a disadvantage, that's a 17.
Wow, that's good. 23.
Okay. And what'd you roll, Star?
27.
Oh, no.
I don't think the math works out.
Oh my gosh.
So, as you all begin to very slowly and quietly make your way towards the portal, where the dark-winged protector is now hovering in the air. Star, keeping low to the ground, following the same path you did before, the same footwork, trying as best you can to stay out of sight. There is a sickening moment where you hear the clattering of a few stones across the ground. And you quickly look over your shoulder and you see Kone falter just slightly. And you look up, and staring back down at you, you see the dark Solar, the obscured visage of his face, only highlighted by the glowing silver light of 2 eyes staring down in your direction. I'm gonna need you all to roll initiative.
Can we get our tokens?
Yeah.
Ah!
Am I part of this?
I'll just go ahead and have everyone roll initiative.
Actually, I guess my initiative should be at disadvantage, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. The second roll is a natural 20, so 19.
That's awesome with disadvantage. Whoa, Lil got a 20.
Lil also got a 20.
Oh.
Nice.
Well done.
So, Star, you have the bag. You just need to get on through. I have some plans that I can do.
6. Boo. There it is.
I finally rolled a decent initiative.
I didn't.
All right. Everybody roll.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first. Because I think Saddles is a +5 dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, he's a +6. So as you see a beat of the dark wings kick up a dust storm almost in your area, the massive like 40-foot wingspan of this angelic figure, corrupted and twisted. You see him reach outwards and forming in the air, coalescing from the dark smoke and shadow. You see a bow take form, at which point he draws the bow, an arrow forming in his hands, and fires down towards all of you. Let me just check one thing. And I think he is going to take a stab at Kune, since you were the most visible.
Okay, I'm a tanky boy.
That's going to be... It's going to hit you. I'm not even going to say the number because that's just gross. So it's going to be 14 piercing, 22 radiant. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, first I'm going to use my spectral defense, which uses my reaction to just give me resistance to all of the attack's damage.
Nice. Okay, so will that
that's
be
down to 18?
18.
I'm trying to math quickly. There we go. Okay, and wisdom saving throw you said?
Yes.
Okay, I'm okay at those. 15?
That's exactly what you needed, so you succeed. And you feel this kind of darkness take your mind and compel you for a moment, but you resist and you're able to break yourself from that effect. And as he sorry, go ahead.
Just for flavor with the spectral defense, I can kind of slip between the planar boundaries, so you two who can see me, I just kind of flicker for a second as the thing hits me.
Yeah, I like the arrow kind of passes through. You still feel that physical effect, but it kind of it sinks into the ground. About a 3-foot long arrow.
It's less than half my size. It's fine.
That's gonna be all he does for his turn as he relaxes the bow, and you see the head sort of cock and look down in your direction. People on the boat, I guess, don't know what's going on yet.
They're not really aware right now.
Okay.
They are prepared.
They are prepared, and I'll say you guys are readying your actions should the moment come. But Kune, it's your turn.
Okay. I had a plan, but then I also remembered I said I'd shoot through if things went poorly. So I think I'm going to bonus action dash.
Okay.
So moving 30 feet with my reduced speed.
Oh no, because you're so tired.
Yep. Bonus action dash to the portal. I will take my first shot just aiming up high through the portal.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Pew.
so just shooting arrow through.
Roll an attack just so you can see how
Yeah.
cool it is, but otherwise
Yeah.
you're gonna hit the portal. It's like...
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think if I would have had the bow activated ahead of time or not.
As we were sneaking along.
Yeah, we'll say no for now. Okay, that's just a 24 through the portal. for 11 damage on whatever it hits.
Okay. Well, it shoots through the portal, and with that attack roll and knowing about what was on the other side, it fires outwards. And those of you on the ship suddenly hear a thrum as the arrow sinks into the mast of the ship, and you get the signal. And we'll say at which point the ship itself goes emerging through the portal. You see the bow of it push through, sails unfurled, the flag of the relentless Gale of Gale Force flying at the pinnacle of it, and the crew yelling in fervor as the Solar kind of turns around and beats its wings. It repositioning itself, looking back at this. So I'll say Zano gets to do whatever he wants to do. He just gets an action this turn.
Shoot.
All right, make an attack.
You shoot me with an arrow, I shoot you with a ship.
31.
31 hits.
17 piercing and 17 thunder.
All right, 34 points damage. Nice. Hits seems to deal some damage to this floating figure. Awesome. Kune, you can finish your turn then.
Yep. I still have the extra attack, so just gonna turn that on the Solar. Not gonna do a sharpshooter shot.
Okay.
Maybe I could have afforded to, so that's a 29 to hit and 10 piercing.
All right. 29 to hit, 10 piercing. All right.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, is going to you see the Solar beats its wings once, and as he does, instead of sort of hovering in the air, suddenly there's this again that sort of anime style, like moving too fast for the mind to see, and he kind of disappears from sight for a moment, and then zoom, reappears right in the middle of the three of you, with his sword, beginning to draw his sword from his scabbard. But that's all he's got on for that. Den, is your turn.
Great. I'm going through the portal, I guess.
Okay. You're through it. No, the whole ship is through it.
Oh,
so.
good. I'm going to. I've got, I think, an hour left today. I'm gonna activate my ring. Woo!
Okay.
I give me and Lilibet and whoever else is around the ability to fly 30 feet, and I'm gonna go for the big ol' angel.
Okay.
That's over there. Can I get to him?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. You can get to him.
Good. I'm gonna try to hit him.
Go for it.
Woo! Please be good. That's pretty good. 28.
Hits.
Oh, it's not very good damage. 6, 12, 13 damage.
Okay. All right, 13 points of damage.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to channel divinity. Gale's Fury.
Okay.
Unleashed in electricity. All that fun stuff that I do every time.
Okay. As you begin to crackle with electricity, and now you're all surrounding this creature. That's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Lilibet's turn.
She's gonna fly
Okay.
down towards the angel, and she's gonna hit him twice with the numbers that are on her sheet and not mine.
Okay.
So first attack, Oh, that's really good. Math is so hard. 29 for the first attack.
Okay. That hits.
And 27 for the second attack.
Hits. Someone could roll below a 25.
Heck yeah.
I'd appreciate it.
Good job, little bit.
No.
That is. Let me separate out the radiant. 8, 14, 15, and then 14 bludgeoning, 1 psychic, 4 radiant.
Okay.
For the first one.
So 19 points of damage.
And then that's not very good.
Oh, you said 1 radiant?
I don't remember.
4 radiant?
4. It was 4.
Okay. That's reduced.
And then 7, 8, 9 other damages and 8 radiant damage.
So 9, 4. Okay. The radiant damage seems to be resisted, but...
Oh no, I'm surprised.
All right. That's all she's got for her turn?
Yep.
All right. At the end of her turn, he's going to use more with legendary actions. But this time, there is kind of crosses his arms for a moment, and you see this building of this mixture of light and shadow across his chest, and then throws his arms outwards as he lets out a screech similar to the one you fought before. However, this one, each creature, well, all of you, because you're within, he put himself in the middle of all of you. I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw, including Lil.
Some of us get +5 from Lil.
Yeah, I'd say you all get the +5. Again, this is such close proximity at this point that you would all get it.
And does this thing happen to count as a fiend, being a corrupted celestial?
No, still a celestial.
Okay. So I
17.
don't get advantage.
No. Sorry, what was the... Somebody said
17.
a number. 17.
31.
22.
Lilibet rolled a 21 and I rolled a natural 20, 22.
Okay. Tova and Den succeed. Everybody else fails.
Okay.
And that'll be... God, why doesn't it ever roll the damage? Just gonna have to roll this separately. I'll just use the average. So it's gonna be 14 fire damage and 14 necrotic damage. So 28 points of damage total. Half to those of you that succeeded.
I think Lil is resistant to
She's resistant to necrotic
necrotic
damage.
damage.
So she takes 21 points of damage.
Okay. And I evaded that, so.
You take nothing, yeah. All right. Tova, your turn.
Okay. Would you please remind me how big this creature is?
He's large. So he's like 10, 12 feet tall, somewhere around there.
Okay, but not like a giant.
No, not like a giant size.
Okay. I'm going to activate Vinsar and try to do intuitive sight.
Okay.
So it needs to make a deception check.
Okay.
Insight.
Interesting.
Still at disadvantage. Boo.
That's 25 for him.
Yeah, no, that was only like 19 for me.
Aw. Okay. Well, you succeed.
right.
It's that hard to get a read on him.
Yep.
There's a force of personality coming off this guy.
Okay. All right, so that was my action. And the ship's like flying in the air.
Yes, it is.
Wondering, like, with my movement, could I maybe go help Kune get out of dodge? Like, could I run and like try to help them? I don't know. They're looking real slow.
Get him out of melee. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, because like he was heading towards like the portal, right?
Yeah, you could. If you leave, you're in melee with him right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I think pretty much all of you are.
Oh yeah, because he popped in the middle of us.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm just gonna spend a key point and take the dodge.
Okay.
As a bonus action.
All right.
That didn't work. Maybe I'll try something else.
Okay, I'll put to start then.
I'ma hit him with my claws.
Okay. Music.
22.
22 hits.
Yeah. And down to within 5 feet, so sneak attack.
Yes.
Where are my other d6s?
Pardon the music for a second. I'm picking something else.
.38 slashing, 3 sidekick. So 41 in total.
41 total. All right. Ouch. Okay.
Bonus action to stick my dagger in him as well.
Sure.
Because upsetting the really big, nasty things always goes great.
Yep.
26 to hit.
That hits.
4, 2. That's 5 piercing damage.
Okay. Ouch. He is taking some serious hits. He's definitely showing some wear and tear. Okay. That it for your turn?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it is his turn now.
He takes all lightning damage.
He does. What, 7?
7.
All right. He takes as the lightning shocks him. You see him, the dark solar in front of you, draws his greatsword, but instead of swinging with it, actually releases it into the air where it hovers. And he uses his bonus action to command it to attack. It's going to attack Den. Let's see. Oh. Rolled really bad. That's 18 to hit.
That misses me.
So yeah, it strikes and it has an incredible amount of force behind it, but you were able to deflect it with your shield. However, is going to now with this unoccupied hand reach out towards Star, considering once again you did a lot of damage to him and he doesn't want that anymore. So that's going to be a natural 20.
Uncanny dodge.
So that would be 45 points of necrotic damage reduced to 22.
Is this an attack or a spell?
This is an attack.
Oh, good. I can uncanny dodge it. Oh.
Yes, you can. However, I'll send you make a Constitution saving throw.
Yay. That was 22 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and... natural 20.
Okay, you succeed on that then. So he reaches out and he touches your manages to grab on to like the front of your armor, and as he does, you feel this this tearing of life energy within you. And as he retracts his hand backwards, you see this glowing aura that seems to be almost being pulled from your body, and you feel your body beginning to go numb and cold in that moment. However, you push yourself through it, and that energy retracts back into you. And you hear this visible kind of snarl from the creature in front of you. And that was action and bonus action, and that is his turn. It is Sadel's turn now.
Shoot.
All right. Take your shoot.
Uh, 21.
21 hits.
17 piercing, 9 thunder.
All right. All right. Anything else? Just reloading?
Yeah, just reload.
Okay. Then we'll put it to the end of Sadel's turn, and at the end of his turn, the creature is once again going to use its that charge, that howl of energy, kind of radiates out from him, and I need everyone that's down there within melee to make a dexterity saving throw.
Hey, stop being so nice to me now. I think you're gonna betray me later. Nat 20 again.
25.
Okay.
16.
All right.
31.
And
All right,
Lil rolled a 15.
Okay, so Lil and Den fail. Everybody else succeeds. So that'll be another 14 fire and 14 necrotic. And apply your resistances and everything as you see fit. That'll put to Kunde's turn.
So I was in the initiative tracker wrong. So I don't know if we want to reorder it or just have me in that order.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me unless it matters to you guys.
Okay. So I'm going to bonus action cast on myself Guardian of Nature.
Okay.
And I am going to take on the aspect of the Great Tree. So my skin appears barky, leaves sprout from my hair, and I get the following benefits. 10 temporary hit points, Constitution saving throws with advantage, Dex and Wisdom-based attack rolls with advantage, and while I'm on the ground within 15 feet of me is difficult terrain for my enemies.
Nice.
Which I don't think affects him much, but all the other stuff will be very nice.
Yeah.
So with that, I will then... I'm going to take my 2 attacks against him. Going to teleport 10 feet, attack, 10 feet, attack, and see if I can get out of melee that way.
Fair. Yeah, that'll get you out of melee. So
Yep.
go ahead and make your attacks.
Yep, so with advantage, because Dex based, 24 to hit.
24 hits.
For 12 piercing. Second attack, and these are not sharpshooter. 25 to hit.
Yep.
For 13 piercing.
All right, so 25. Okay. Nice.
So
Nice.
having now teleported 20 feet away, unless teleporting is affected by halved movement speed.
No.
Okay, so 20 feet away, would I be able to move without provoking attack
Yeah.
opportunity? So then I will take my 15 movement speed to just get away from him.
Sounds good. And you run the rest of the way away, so it puts you like 35 feet away or so.
Yep.
Cool. That'll be the end of your turn. That's all I can do. Den, it is your turn.
What do I have to do to get the ship to shoot him?
I think you just have to use your action to command the ship to shoot him.
I do that.
Okay. Go ahead and I'll let you roll the attack.
What do I add?
It's a +7 to hit.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. 23.
That hits.
Great.
60-10 lightning, fire, cold, acid, or poison damage. What would you have set it to?
I think you know.
Lightning.
Lightning.
Fair.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 d10s. Okay. $39.
Ouch.
Lightnings.
All right, 39 points of lightning damage. As a bolt of lightning essentially strikes out down from the ship, slamming into the Solar, causing his form to again sort of crack, and you see this like flame that is emitting from the wounds, and sort of pulsing with this dark energy. Pretty nasty looking. It's not looking really good. Anything else to your turn?
Bonus action. I can hit him.
Yep, go for it.
That's really good. 23.
That hits.
Yes. 19.
How do you want to do this?
I want to very epically, I guess in captain form, I don't know, call out for the cannon to my cat who is manning the cannon to very epically to fire on him, and then as he is covered in lightning and I'm covered in lightning, just swing the flail kind of up because it goes very far now because 10-foot reach, and just bring it down right on top of his angel head.
All right. As the lightning hits and he goes down to one knee, you leap up and slam down with the flail, kind of cracking and embedding itself into the back of this angel, the wings going limp. It tries to beat them once to pull himself off the ground, but you see these cracks, these flames beginning to emit, and he's reaching up toward them, kind of clawing at his own flesh at that moment, and letting out a screech of pain. You see this fire kind of billowing up in the back of his throat as he arches his head back towards the sky. And in that moment, there's a gout of flame that begins that shoots out of the mouth, and then his body explodes. I need everyone within 30 feet to make a dexterity saving throw.
Natural 1, so 11.
There we go. There's the balance.
20 total.
Okay.
Lil rolled a 22.
Okay.
I rolled a 4. No, +5. 9.
Everyone fails.
Oh no.
You all
take half anyway.
You do take half anyway.
It's gonna hurt.
76 points of fire damage.
Oh! Well, glad I'm outside that radius.
Yeah. Ouch.
As
Okay.
in his death throes, he explodes.
I'm unconscious.
And Den falls.
Oh, and she was like, "You were flying, huh?"
Not far. I don't.
Can I try to run and catch my friend as she's falling from the sky?
You can. Well, yeah, because I won't play too much in this because you would hit the ground, you'd get the one death save. I don't think anybody's in danger of dying right now because you can heal them. So we'll say Tova, you go running towards Den as she is falling from the sky, and you aren't able to totally catch her because she is she's very heavy.
Probably very
Just a
hefty.
hardy boy.
She is a hardy boy. However, you lessen her impact. She hits the ground, and then throw that healing. Are you healing her? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And throw the healing in her, and then you come back to consciousness in Tova's arms.
Okay.
Did anybody else go down? All right. And Sato, once again, untouched in combat. I am so frustrated.
I guess I have to make an injury save, right?
Oh shit, you were at 3, aren't you?
No, I'm at 2. I'm at 2. I have 2 injury points right now.
We never got a chance to sleep those off.
Nope.
Yeah, and did you go unconscious in the last fight?
No.
No. Okay, so yeah, go to make your
Did not.
Constitution.
Very close.
Oh no.
Constitution saving throw. DC 17.
+5, Lilibet's right there.
Sure.
Of course she is.
Well, you unconscious in the air.
Oh no. So no +5.
Was she in the air? She wasn't in the air with you. No +5.
No. Natural 20.
All right. Then
You
are
come look at it. I'm gonna take a picture of it.
I know, I believe you. It's just that's classic Den. So you don't get any of the cool injuries. Darn.
You don't want any of the cool
I already
injuries,
had my arm
trust me.
chopped off that one time, and I don't want to do it again.
And that will and you are now healed.
Yeah, you get 100 points.
Holy shit!
I feel so good.
And suddenly, from just 0 to 100, actually,
I have an extra arm now. I'm tweeting my picture.
and you see the scorch marks from where the husk and the bones of this angel now rest. So you have the body, you have all of her stuff. You guys heading back to the ship?
Ship, portal.
Yes.
Ship
please.
portal out. All right, we'll go ahead and go ahead and say you guys all the ship turns around and crests back through the portal out. You have the body of Vesh and to be
I take the body out of the bag. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's just weird.
to be restored. And however you guys decide to do that next time.
Woo.
So we'll go ahead and do that then. We can sort out the items and stuff you guys want to identify those post game. But yeah, let's we'll call it there. GG everyone. I'm glad. I was real worried about that explosion.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people got real close. So thank you everyone for watching. It's on. I hit it. I was just waiting until I actually started.
Just making sure.
Thank you everyone for watching. We greatly appreciate it. We are just really close to just trucking on towards the end of this whole thing. Obviously there will be other games to come, but I'm getting very sad about it. A couple of announcements before we conclude. We had our newest game, Wonder World, kick off last Thursday with a bang. A bunch of plucky superhero teenagers. I can't say that word now without laughing. Trying to find their place in a world that doesn't accept them with their superpowers. And we will be playing that every other Thursday. At least until time falls back. And I think we'll continue to do every other Thursday after that, unless schedules change. But we'll let you know and keep you updated when that will return. You can catch all of that on our Twitter page, twitter.com/GGameKnights. If you missed anything, go to our YouTube, link below, and you can catch everything on our website, ggk.smvi.co. Right? Yes, I got it right. And you can see all the links to all the fun stuff we're doing. Once again, if anyone has any interest in being a part of our GGK guild, getting to play some D&D with all these fun people, and doing D&D stuff, you can join that by becoming a subscriber of our channel, and we would all appreciate it and are looking forward to playing with you. That's all. I'm going to go ahead and be quiet now because I'm done talking. We will see everyone later on, and until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Good
Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.